Welcome to Talk Cardboard to Me, episode number 3. This is apparently my name. It doesn't look anything like my name. But what I want to talk to you about today is a couple of days ago I came back from a gaming night home and found a very interesting bit of news. And that was that White Wolf Interactive has been acquired by a company called Paradox Interactive. Sorry, White Wolf was not interactive at all. It was actually quite uninteractive because it was a publisher of role-playing games, and it was a publisher of, actually, I'm going to put this down, one of my favorite role-playing games, which is Vampire the Requiem. Vampire is a game that's quite close to my heart because it's the first tabletop game I have played. And before I explain what it means that Paradox Interactive bought White Wolf, I have to explain a little bit of history. You might not necessarily know the history of White Wolf and how it all went down, but basically White Wolf published Vampire the Masquerade, I think 1991, 1992, early 90s, something like that. And what happened was it basically came a little bit of left field because people weren't used to horror role-playing games aside from Call of Cthulhu, and it was very successful. And they really built up on that success, releasing many other role-playing game lines like Werewolf the Apocalypse, Mage the Ascension, and others. And eventually in 2004, I think, mid-2000, they decided to update their gaming lines and released completely different versions of their previous games. Like, so Vampire the Masquerade became Vampire the Requiem. And there's a lot of debate on what is actually better, whether the older systems or the newer systems. And I think a lot of fans fall either into one category or the other. I myself fall into the latter because I thought what they did with Vampire the Requiem and other games in that line was quite innovative and different and brave. It was most importantly brave. It was not a move that was expected, I think, because a lot of the things that were fan favorites were removed, but replaced with something different, something new, something interesting. And that's why, to me, they hold a really special place in my heart, not just because they're the first tabletop thing I've ever played. But eventually, White Wolf, the company that published those games, got acquired by another company called CCP. And CCP, if you're not familiar with them, they basically develop and publish a massively multiplayer online role-playing game called EVE Online. Now, at the time, CCP was a very well-respected publisher, very well-thought-of publisher, because EVE was quite a deep game. It was a gamer's game. And we thought that this was a merger, because that's how it was announced. They were saying, actually, these two companies are merging, so White Wolf is going to write a EVE role-playing game, and CCP is going to make a World of Darkness MMORPG. But what it turned out to be is simply a purchasing of a license. And whilst the White Wolf, the World of Darkness role-playing multiplayer online role-playing game went into very long development, eventually the role-playing game publishing side of the business disappeared. Actually, you could see it disappearing. One day the website just became nothing. And at that point we realized we're actually not getting anything new anymore. And it was a sad day. It was a very sad day. But eventually, another company formed of the previous staff of White Wolf acquired the license, and they have been publishing new versions of Vampire the Requiem or Vampire the Masquerade, and they're doing it in a very non-consumer friendly model where basically you can, if you want to, you can pre-order it on Kickstarter, and if you don't pre-order it via Kickstarter, then you can buy the print-on-demand version, which is obviously of lower quality paper and cardboard and all that kind of stuff. And they weren't really doing anything to help retailers stock this. They weren't doing anything to entice new players into playing the game. And so the game's dying, effectively. But the news now is that Paradox Interactive, which, again, another big computer game publishing company, bought the license to it. And again, very well regarded, very well respected company. They make gamers games. You know, Europa Universalis line of games is pretty much a heavy area control Euro on its own. Sorry, there's some weird music playing out over there. And I don't really know what to think of this. It is a strange position because I know they're going to work on something new. They're not saying what it is, but it could be anything. And It could be good, it could be terrible. Well, anyway, that's my story. Is there a gaming line that you're really fond of that got you into gaming and has been taken over by corporate greed and, you know, eventually ruined through time? Tell me all about it. Oh look, there's a Games Workshop there. Who knew? Now, if you like this video and you don't want me drinking Starbucks coffee, you might want to subscribe, because if you do, they might open an actually decent cafeteria around here. You never know.